Yeah, so just to reset where we are right now, Bitcoin is just over 24K. We're at 24,152 as I look right now. ETH is up to about 1639. Bitcoin traded under 24K for most of the day, kind of consolidating here between like 23 and a half to almost 25 over the last week or so. ETH has been over 1700. It's been down to 1600 again, kind of just hanging out here. It likes that 1600 area. And Hex, of course, has been pumping over the last few weeks. At the moment, it is at 6.3 cents. Had crossed over 7, I think, by a touch earlier this week, and just kind of doing a normal retracement back down. But either way, 2023 so far better by far than 2022 in the crypto space. So that is a good thing. If you are watching us live right now on either the Broke Boy Crypto channel or the Crypto Ewok channel, hit the like. We very much appreciate it. Sub to the channel if you like the content. Brazology, what is going on? And first off, we are going to get into what Ewok has up right now. We've got is that the Hex chart or the BTC chart?
This is Hex.
Okay. Well, before we do Hex, I just wanted to look at BTC real quick. And then I want to do basically Hex for the remainder of the program. So
pull that one up. Here we go.
So BTC has been pretty much well over 24K for most of the week. And that big barrier that we've been talking about, Ewok, has been mid 25s. That's really the big point that you and many others, and you're right, because we see what the action there, blasting through that 25K to 26K mark is really going to be, I think, like the catalyst for okay, any doubters that the bear market is over and that the lows are in, are pretty much crushed at that point. We've been super, super close, but have not quite gotten there. Luckily, we have a week without any super major Fed stuff to necessarily talk about. So what are you kind of seeing here, Ewok? We'll just do our typical week in, week out conversation. Have you recanted that the lows could be in? Are you looking a different direction? What do you think? And we'll take a look here at the BTC chart.
Yeah, I still haven't changed my opinion too much. This level that I drew, several weeks ago, 25,200 has been holding. I think we've got 1, 2, 3 touches on it. So, when you hit a triple support line like that and bounce off each time, you're either increasing your odds of busting through, or it's become pretty solid, and you see that people are giving up here, it looks like, for now anyway. So this has definitely turned pretty bearish. We've got 3 days in a row of red candles. So, we just started our third day, I should say. So 2 days of pretty solid red candles anyway. And just not much volume happening. So I think, it may test back to this level, once it gets down to this 22.6, 22.7 area. If it bounces off of that, then, we could find ourselves in a nice little channel here. But I could see this, being a super important area. So we'll see what happens when it gets there. I think it will. I don't think there's anything bullish happening with Bitcoin at the moment. And then if it falls through there, we go to the next level. It just keeps picking levels. If it does happen to fall through this 20,700 area here, it could free fall a bit. So no, I haven't changed my course. I'm still not sold that the bear market is over. Take a look here at the S&P, and it's not looking so hot either. It's
looking worse, actually.
Yeah. And, traditionally we've seen the Bitcoin markets, follow suit a little bit, at least anyway. So we'll see how this plays out. I still see another dip down. I'm just not completely sold that it's over yet.
Yeah, that's the point that we've kind of disagreed on, I think, for about a month or so. I do definitely think the lows are in. I agree with you. I could see, I think that mid 22K area is definitely an area where it could go back down to. Just stay right in that channel you're talking about, like 22K to 25K until it blasts through that 25.5. Welcome in, Tommy. I've obviously been more bullish than you, but like something that you said is you don't see anything bullish happening for Bitcoin. What do you mean by that? Are you talking about like just what you're looking at on the chart, or what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, people stop talking about all the Gox coins and all the Ross Ulbricht coins, and um, I don't know. There's still about 400,000 coins out there that could possibly get dumped, and nobody's brought it up for quite some time. I don't
And
know
that doesn't make you look at it
why.
the opposite way though, because that to me, I'm
Well,
like, because I don't care at all about Mount Gox. We have no idea when any of this is going to happen. I think it's just going to be one of those things that yeah, one day it'll happen, and we didn't even know it happened, and whatever, spread over
well,
a period of time.
we'll see. I know the main couple, like the higher holders that are getting some of the majority, have deferred their claim anyway out a ways. So they probably won't do anything. But who's to say that some of these other folks that have been waiting, what, 8, 9 years now, um, aren't just fed up with it and they want
Mhm.
it early, and they want, they're not going to get the full amount back. I don't think, they're only getting a percentage of the Bitcoin back that they lost. However, the dollar value is much better. So in turn, it'll probably still be at a profit for them. So I think, you know, we haven't pivoted yet. We haven't had it, we haven't had our market pivot. There's a lot of things that I'm not ready to wave that flag and go full on bull market yet.
I definitely agree with you more so on the Fed pivot thing. I think that is like the Mount Gox thing. I can't. It's person to person, I guess, but to me personally, I can't really see that being an issue I'm going to care about anytime soon. I mean, maybe if it was still like emotionally, like here's the thing, and I agree with you, Ewok. Like, yeah, that as a mathematical equation, the people that got Mount Gox coins way back in the day, at some point, are going to sell some or all of them or an amount back.
Sure.
That is something that exists. But there's also way more people that are deciding that they want to invest in crypto right now, and the market has gone up because of it. And it certainly outweighs the amount of people that have Mount Gox and the value of those coins. But I do agree with you on the Fed thing. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, we start in a little bit of a different environment. We don't know. I saw something today from the FOMC minutes. I honestly don't even know what that is, but basically a meeting today where there were some officials. I saw multiple tweets about it, so I've corroborated this between two Twitter accounts. But that there were some people within the Fed that I don't know. I mean, take this for what you will, but for the majority, it said all of them were really wanting to do the 25-point rate hike that they did last time. Almost unanimous. There was a couple of people that thought 50 could have been a possibility. So I don't really know what that means, but I think overall it was basically just, yeah, we were pretty strongly rooted in a 25-point rate hike. There wasn't like a lot of decision making. So we talked about it last time. 1 month from now, not even with February being the weird 28-day month, um, March the 22nd, we do have the next Fed meeting. So we didn't really speculate a ton as to where we thought they would go then. I know for the most part, people kind of pegged that a couple of months ago as the meeting in which the pivot would happen. I think there's a chance that could be on the table. But I mean, if what you mean by a pivot is that they literally just stop with the rate hikes, I'm not quite confident enough in that
Nope.
yet.
Me neither.
Yeah,
I don't think now's the time, especially when the numbers that came out, we didn't hit where they wanted to be. So
the CPI.
yeah, the CPI numbers weren't where they wanted to be. So I see another rate hike. Once that stops, it, it's been documented before that it's several months until you see bullish activity in the markets too.
Mhm.
So, um, we might have another couple months of that, then the pivot, and then a couple months. This, like I said, the weird double top that we had, the first top in April, I believe it was, of 65K, and then back in November when we went to 69K. There's a lot of time in there that caused the market to kind of do weird things. So I still think we could see something like that on the back end, to finish out the bear market and turn us around and get into the bull. I hope it's not that long. I hope it's not delayed by, what is that, 5 months. 6 months difference from top to top, till
Right.
we see bottom to bottom. But you got to look at the world too. We're pretty close to going to war with, if we keep putting our nose where it doesn't belong, this could get ugly.
You
I
don't
don't
want to
know
get
how the
demonetized. You don't want to get us demonetized here now. Make sure you have the right opinion about these
well,
matters as
I,
well.
I just have, I don't really have an opinion. I'm just being
I'm
overly
just messing with you.
cautious of what's happening in the world, and I don't know how it's going to affect the markets that we're in. I with the risky asset that crypto is that going to be the first place that people go to put their money? I'm thinking more and more people might, but time will tell.
Time will tell. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on in the world, but I love the illogical idea, as a person who's very logic, that if the people are deciding to buy regardless of certain factors, then I got to trust where the market's going. So,
Sure.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, and I definitely think there could be more downside. I mean, I do think we are in the quote unquote bull market now. Some people like laugh at that or don't understand that statement. I think all that literally means is that I'm not saying that we are in a bullish environment necessarily. I'm just saying that I don't believe
We've
we are in
bottomed.
the
You
bear
think
market. Yeah, that's all
you
I'm saying.
think the
Yeah,
bottom has happened, and
right,
it could chop around for months. That doesn't mean, all green candles upwards. No,
right.
I get what you're saying, and
Yeah.
the bottom may have been. I think we go back and test it though. I really do. I think we at least get back to that 15, whatever that bottom was, area, and test it, and that'll tell us whether it's in or not. Only because we did that with the top.
And I definitely think it would have to be, if that did happen, and I think you've said this too, that it would have to be a pretty violent move. I mean, I don't. Otherwise, I mean, like you just kind of alluded to, I mean, we would be looking at another like 3 to 6 month long thing, which I just don't believe. I just don't think we can have that much more time going in that kind of direction. So to me, it would have to be almost like a semi retouch of that, or maybe getting to 17K again, even kind of quickly, comparatively anyway,
Right.
not,
Right.
FTX style.
Well,
So,
most of the big market moves that happen within crypto happen over the short period of time, within a week or
mhm.
so. They make massive moves all at once. But you blink and you missed it, kind of thing, and that's how it usually happens when you look at the markets and things are going up like crazy. Those all happen within several days of each other. There's always a good lead up to it, but the massive moves happen rather quickly.